Way Off Topic Radio. What is going on, Phoenix?
Not much. How you doing, Frank?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. That right there was... who was that again?
That was Strung Out.
Right on.
One of my favorite bands.
Right on. Now, where'd you find them at?
Where'd I find the song at?
Well, the band. Like, when did you...
Yeah, that's a great question. It's really weird. When I moved to Los Angeles for film school, I had a shit ton of grant money left over, and I went to Amoeba Records right across the street from the school, and I literally bought like $400 or $500 worth of CDs, and they're all $3, because they're used. And I've been in the punk my whole life, and Strung Out was one of the bands I hadn't really got into yet, so I literally bought every album they had, which is like 7 or 8 at the time, and I did that for a bunch of bands, and I just stocked up. I could barely hold the basket anymore. And yeah, it's just one of those bands I got into, and it's one of my favorite bands.
Do you still have all the CDs?
I got rid of all my CDs. I finally took the plunge. I got rid of every movie I had. I was one of those guys, like I had the huge VHS collection, massive, like hundreds. And then, I got rid of all those when DVDs came out, and I got hundreds of those, like 400 or 500. And then when Blu-ray came out, I got rid of those, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking done. So when I got a bunch of Blu-rays, I'm like getting rid of all of them, and I got rid of all of those, all my CDs, which was more heartbreaking because I had those since I was like 10.
Right.
That hurt. Just I had them for so long, but yeah, I got rid of everything. I still have records though.
Do you have a turntable to play them on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I don't have a lot of them, and most of the ones I got are kind of shitty because I was like, ooh, Elton John, that'll be interesting. It turns out it was a disco record. It was terrible, terrible disco. Not a good purchase.
It wasn't. Isn't that what he does?
No, he does piano mostly. These songs. Every song I've heard of him that people like, the ones that they play like on their podcast, I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I'll listen to that one. And I was like, I'll get an album. It was like a couple bucks, and it was the only one that wasn't $15. So I was like, oh, I wonder what this one's all about. It was just flat out disco. It was, I don't want to say unlistenable to because I listened to the whole thing, but it was like I couldn't listen to it with any sincerity. But I could not stop laughing because I'm like, this is so disco. It is ridiculous. Like nobody does get disco better than a flamboyant gay man. It was so aggressively disco. I almost OD'd on it. I got disco fever, actually. I was pretty serious for a couple of years.
Did you start wearing bell bottoms and stuff in the front of your pants?
I don't really want to talk about it.
You did.
I recovered.
Nice. Hey, well, I mean, dude, we all do stupid things. But I mean, that was last week for you, but I mean, for most, that was 20 years ago.
I still have that record for some reason. I don't know why I kept it. I also have. Sorry if you want to move on, but
no, I don't care.
I got a Neil Young record because I like Neil Young.
Hell yeah!
I was like, I haven't heard this one before, and I got
probably a good reason.
It was the title of it was called Trans. It had a fucking car in the front. It looked like the movie Tron. I think that's what he's going for. Basically the font was like trans, and it went off into infinity,
Uh-huh.
and it was like all these lasers and shit, and it was this like a computer generated car, and I was like, what is this? And I listened to it, and oh my god, I almost want to like pull it up right now because it is so garbage. It is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life. Neil Young has, like, everyone was affected by the 80s, I feel like. Nobody survived that. Maybe Tom Petty did.
Pink Floyd.
The Pink Floyd also had that 80s sound to it, but they didn't suck at it. They were good
Momentary lapse of reason.
Yeah, it sounded 80s, but it wasn't too bad. They didn't really have any records like the ones I'm referring to. It's true. They also didn't release much in the 80s. They only had one album.
That's true. Yeah.
But
they were going through something called a breakup.
Yeah.
They were spending a lot of time in court. Thanks, Roger.
Just eating ice cream and, jerking off a lot.
Yep.
That's what I do during my breakups. I don't know about you.
Well, I haven't had one yet. It's been 17 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, senior year.
So you're due for one, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, she's a nurse, so I've been waiting for the whole, hey, I fell in love with this doctor who's got tons more money than you.
McDreamy?
Yeah, I don't, whatever. He could be 80 for all I care. I mean, I'm just waiting for it to happen, though. I know it's going to happen.
Waiting for it to happen?
Well,
you have one shoe off and you're trying to kick the other one off?
No. It's untied, so when it comes off real easy.
Oh, it just slides right off. It's like what are those, the sandals?
Yeah, the sandals that goes through the toe.
Sandal with no backing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So
just one.
I am, like I mentioned before we started recording, that John. There we go. It's like a stupid white trash name. Movie is on, so I'm watching porno right now, but I'm not really. It's like classy porno. I'm watching another man watch porno. It's so hard. It's most of the movies is him sitting in front of a laptop, like struggling not to jerk off.
It's like 35 millimeter.
8 millimeter?
35 millimeter.
What's that?
Or is it 88 millimeter? I don't know. I mean,
Cage one.
Yeah, Cage. Yeah.
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 You're talking to a Nick Cage guy right here.
I know I am. That's why I was like, why aren't you getting this? I mean, I should have said 35, and you're like, yep, I got it.
Well, I thought that's what you meant, but I was like, 8 millimeter? Is that what he's referring to?
Yeah, it was 8. I'm a little bit hazy on the number, but millimeter I knew was in there. And
my millimeters are a little off. I'm not good at the metric system, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, why don't they go to the standard for this shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll reach out to Nick Cage.
But see, that's an actual good Nick Cage movie. So
yeah, it's true. It's fucked up too. Like
it really is. That smile at the end was like, oh.
And then he beats the shit out of the killer, and then he takes his mask off, and he has his big chunky dude with these glasses, and he pushes them on his forehead, and he's like, "What were you expecting?" So fucking funny.
Yeah.
I laughed just thinking about it.
Not for nothing, but what's his face? The fat fuck from Sopranos who's dead. Yeah, him. He was great in that movie.
Yeah, I really don't remember a whole lot about the movie. I remember being like kind of gross.
He blew the gun. Nick Cage was holding on him.
Yeah, I want to watch that now. It sounds highly erotic.
It was. I paused it. I mean, it was a good scene. Yep.
Sounds right up my alley there. I love blowing metal things.
He starts. He literally starts tonguing the gun. It was hysterical.
It's like licking the barrel, or the handle, like it's balls.
Yeah. He cupped the balls and he licked the handle, or the barrel. And he's like, "Come on, shoot me, motherfucker!"
Not too hard, but just enough.
Well, he was trying to get him to shoot him.
I just looked over at the TV to see. Oh my God, you haven't come in a week. He's fucking Julianne Moore right now. What the fuck is going on in this movie? I need to change it or something.
Julianne Moore.
Yeah. She's apparently his age.
Like naked and all? Like, can you see Julianne Moore parts?
You can in every other movie she's in. Not this one yet.
That's true, I suppose. Yeah. Not in The Fugitive.
Is she in The Fugitive?
Yeah, she's the nurse that calls the doctor, but she's the one who tells him that he saved the boy's life.
Huh. I don't really remember that movie a whole lot, I guess.
The Fugitive with Harrison Ford?
I remember all the running and stuff. I don't remember the beginning parts. I think it's the movie I've seen like the
Well, that was
ending,
the
the second half,
middle part, really.
15 times.
Well, it's the middle of the movie, really.
I don't remember.
Next time you watch it.
You know what I do remember her in for some reason? Was it 9 months?
Oh,
Hugh,
God. Oh.
I don't know why I remember her in that movie. That
I
movie's
don't know
fucking
why you
terrible.
remember that movie, period. Oh. So one of those movies I was forced to watch because my mom was watching it. Oh, God.
You know what I watched more than The Fugitive, though, for some reason? Just strictly because it was on HBO or Cinemax back in the day, was the sequel, U.S. Marshals with Wesley Snipes.
Fuck yeah, that was awesome.
I watch that movie all the time. Like when he jumps off the cliff base or whatever it is onto the train when it's moving. I was like, yeah, go Wesley.
Shit. I'm like, he would have been once. Never mind. and then he sits there like Zen style.
Yeah.
It's like you're on a train. It's on tracks. They only go one way. And
Yeah.
It's like, freedom. It's like, not really, dude. I'm sure they'll be waiting for you at the next stop.
This thing follows what's called a track.
Yeah. And there's
We
a
can
map.
literally get a cruiser down on the tracks and just ride along behind you going 8.5 miles an hour because it's a fucking commuter train.
Yeah.
It's not going that fast.
They almost caught you running, but they just give up when you're on this train. They know where you're going.
Like, shit, he might be off to do some murder death kills. We can't follow him.
Wrong movie.
I know. It's my namesake movie, the Simon Phoenix.
Which is hysterically funny with that the whole West part you didn't catch on to that it's Wesley Snipes and it's West.
Never think about it.
That makes me laugh every time I think about it. Like I brought that up and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, shit. It's so weird.
It's so awesome. It fits in that way. I never even thought of it.
I should kind of retrofit my past there and make that part of the story. Like,
It would-
I up with that, and that's what I was going with.
Yeah. By the way, I was perusing your I was on Amazon. I was perusing your book catalog.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a few.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
I don't know if I'll ever see a single penny on there, but I sold a few on there. I sold a few on the website, but not as many.
Well, if anybody wants to check it out, it's Phoenix West, or I don't know if you want to go by the other name because it's on the book for some reason.
Just on the book cover though, not in the.
Just the cover. Okay. But yeah, bought a few. Looked interesting.
Yeah, 4 of them on there. They're also available at loadingwonderland.com. Yeah, they're. I'm really debating working on another one. I do have like 4 of them in the works. I just have a really hard time focusing on writing like that anymore. It's kind of. I kind of want to. I think I want to do more of the comedic books. I don't know. It's kind of draining doing anything else. It just gets too time consuming. I feel like with that 100 books or 100 Things That'll Burn Hell book, I can just sit down for 10 minutes and write out a section.
Well, like, that skit you did where you locked yourself pretty much into a corner dealing with the poker chip table thing?
Yeah, what do you mean lock myself into a corner?
Well, because at the end of it, you started freaking out that you literally, this is this fucking second time I fucking did this, and now I can't get out. I can't get out. I gotta pee. I can't get the fuck out. He started just, fuck this shit. What am I doing with my fucking... Don't become a fucking comedian, and then off. And I'm like, this is hysterical.
Yeah, that was legit. I was stuck in that room for like 4.5 to 5 hours. I was like, at some point I was like, I have to go pee. I was like, I'm fine leaving the cameras running, whatever, that's fine. I'll, take off the lavalier mic, that's fine. And then I look around, I'm like, fuck. Like, if I do that, I have to take down all the lights, the green screen, everything, and reset up just to go pee. I guess I'll just sit here in my own misery. Not like I pissed myself. That's what it sounded like. I'll sit here and just, like, have this bladder that's ready to explode.
But just you losing it at the end was hysterical, man. Because you made great points,
I kind of did that because it was the only time in the episode where I was allowed to be funny, because that episode is not really funny.
What do you mean?
Like, that was more of a serious episode because it was just me describing points and, like, kind of doing, like, an allegory thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you were breaking down pretty much society as we live it, and
Yeah.
it was great. I forget, like, yeah, this couple over here has a something and a something, which they don't care because they're not really there to really play. They're just there to be there.
Yeah.
So we'll give them a I forget what it was.
Yeah, for that episode, I can't believe how hard I worked on that because if you haven't seen it, what it is me. Oh God, how do I describe this? It's so fucking bizarre. Is it not the most bizarre thing I've ever done?
It really is. That's why it sticks out of my memory. But
It's a poker table. I'll describe the generics and then go into specifics. I won't take that long with it. Poker table, a bunch of celebrities sitting around it, and then me sitting there as well. The only thing is, I'm on a green screen. I'm a little miniature version of me because the table is like 2.5 inches tall, and around the table is a bunch of bobbleheads with celebrity faces taped to them. I cut up a couple like tape or paper, like Staples paper boxes, those lids. A couple of those, glued some felt to it. I printed out. This is so ridiculous how much work I did. I printed out a ton of shit, like little playing cards, and then stuck them to the table in front of the bobbleheads. So it looks like they were holding cards. I cut out a bunch of pictures of casino backgrounds and taped them to the. I basically made this like cyclorama out of cardboard or construction paper. No, poster board, and I taped them to that and made it. And I got the camera down on the table, and I taped the. It's so stupid. I taped the camera to like a Swiffer, mopper, one of the handles, and I just spun the camera on and got all these different shots. And then, so I had to insert myself into the green screen that I put on the table. So I'm doing a green screen within a green screen within a green screen because my sunglasses that I had on had blue screen on them, so that I would have a reflection of the other bobbleheads. It was ridiculous how much work I did for this episode that nobody fucking watched because it's YouTube. And if you're not opening boxes of fucking kids' toys or eating gross shit or doing stupid fart pranks, nobody's going to watch your shit. I've come to accept that. I'm fine with that.
it's
But
okay.
just the work I put in was ridiculous. The expenses.
And I think at the end, it all came crumbling down around you, and you had just finally lost it.
Yeah, because it was such a. I had it built for a while, but just that whole because that, like I said, I kind of built like a little I keep saying construction paper poster board cyclorama, which was like 4 feet wide. So it took up most of the office that I had because the office wasn't that big, the recording studio. So I was left with like 3.5 feet for me to sit in front of my desk and have a green screen with enough room behind it not to have a shadow, and with the lights also on the side, which that room was kind of packed the way it was set up before. So I literally had like 2 feet to work with. I couldn't fucking move. If I moved back an inch, it would blow the green screen. If I moved my head too much, it would blow the blue screen glasses because the reflection. It was so I had to sit there for 5. Like I'm probably exaggerating, but it was hours. It wasn't 5. It was probably closer to 3. But it was just excruciating because I couldn't move. Like, why am I doing this myself? It's like, like you said, it came crumbling down. I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, don't be a fuck. Like, you must have said that a couple different times. Don't become a fuck comedian. Now I can't get out of here. I gotta go to the bathroom. I can't get out of here. I'm stuck.
And then when I took down the green screen to go to the bathroom, the fucking light fell over. Luckily, I caught it because those lights are kind of expensive. And I didn't want to clean up glass, out of my skull because that's what it would have fucking hit. Yeah, I got lucky there. Everything literally came tumbling down at the very end.
Thankfully.
It was by far the most interesting one I've done as far as, setup.
Well, even the dialogue was great.
That is the one I haven't watched since I made it. I'll say that. I don't know why. I just haven't gone back and rewatched it.
Really?
Yeah,
Why? Because it brings back like PTSD of that day?
No, it's not funny to me. Because even my Colin Kaepernick one wasn't funny, but it had funny stuff in it.
The Colin Kaepernick one was hysterical.
Yeah, but it was also serious, and I think that was a more of a tone I should have went for with the white privilege poker.
Right, right.
Yeah,
White privilege poker. That's what it's called.
yeah. I also well that one set up because I was going to do that on stage. That was the original idea, and I'm like, this would not go over well on stage. It's
Racist?
too too visceral, I guess. I'm fine with saying it's not racist. It's kind of anti-racist.
Well, that was
Uh,
the point. But you know how people are.
yeah, I don't give a shit about that stuff though. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's
I just
true.
think it would have been too weird. Like audience would have been like, "What?" Like the American episode one, I put some of my live stuff in the episode, and it was this weird Christmas tree thing that I just wanted to do some live stuff for the episode, and then people were like, "What is he doing?" Because it was only part of a sketch, it wasn't the whole thing. So people were like laughing, but they're like, What's going on?" It was like because I was doing a scene of this family going to pick out a Christmas tree, and I compared it to like walking up and down like at a brothel, like trying to pick out like, fuck, look at this tree. Like this tree's too, like Goldilocks, like this tree's too fat, this tree's too skinny, like, oh, this one's too Asian. It's like you take like weird shit, and people are like, well, I have no idea what's going on, but I don't know if I want to. Some stuff I just can't do live. That's kind of when I realized.
Well, I mean, like that one sticks out to me. You're you and Brent like together doing the award show. That sticks out to me. The stereotype you versus you
Oh, yeah,
debate was
yeah,
just hysterical.
yeah. That's 2 episodes of that.
Yeah,
I'm
the whole Colin Kaepernick one. I mean, you couldn't have found a better news story cast about this dumb bitch talking about
Tommy Laren or Tommy Loren. I forget what else I called her.
him. You called her like 7 different fucked up names, but
Bitch.
it was dead on.
She's the worst. She fucking disappeared too. I haven't heard a word from her.
I wonder why. Maybe it was her 10-minute racist diatribe she went on Colin Kaepernick.
You'd think so, but that actually catapulted her to more fame. And then they realized, I think those people realized, oh, she doesn't have shit to say that's actually legit. Like she doesn't, like she says things to poke and to prod, and that never goes over well. It always end up, unless you like,
Well, I mean,
unless she's bringing on guests and she's poking and prodding them, that keeps it going, kind of like Bill O'Reilly, that sort of thing. But if she's just doing it solo, you can only do that for so long if you really have nothing to say.
well, I mean, but then again, I mean, Nancy Grace has made a career out of it.
Yeah, but she has guests though.
That's true.
Yeah,
You
that's what I'm saying.
want
Like
to call them guests.
if you have your guests on there to bounce your racist bigotry off,
It doesn't seem so
Yeah.
racist, I guess.
yeah, what's that?
It doesn't seem so racist after that.
Well, yeah, because you sort of argue this point that you've already decided it is right. So, but she's just talking into a camera, and really she just has her looks. That's all she has going on.
You think she's good looking?
I don't think she's hot. I'm just saying that's why guys like her. I didn't think people did, but then I looked at the comments, even the comments on my shit. I was like, what? You really? Like, if people think she's not ugly. I'm not going to say she's ugly. That's ridiculous. But
She just,
I don't.
yeah, it's like,
She looks confused all the time.
she is.
She looks
No
like
doubt about it.
She smelled a little shit on her finger. She's trying to figure out exactly how it got there and how long it's been there. She just looks a certain amount of disgusted in herself.
You mind if I play a little bit of this white privilege poker thing? I'm telling you, man, it's just it really is like I can't stress to people enough, man. Like Loading in Wonderland Studios or Loading in Wonderland on YouTube, Americant #8, white privilege poker, right? I can't stress enough how hysterical this is.
It's so not going to work without the visuals because the visuals is the episode, but it does.
But
I
your
firmly believe
commentary,
everything
your commentary was amazing, though. Your dialogue was great.
and it's only like a 5 minute, five and a half, something like that. It was the shortest
No,
one I've done. That's why I did want to add a bunch of jokes in there because I want to keep it shorter.
It was 4:44.
Oh, really? Wow. Again, I haven't watched it since I made it.
Hello, citizens. I'm Phoenix West. Welcome to Americant. Attention, white people. Every time the term white privilege comes up, you don't have to comment on it. White privilege, that's bullshit. You work hard and you get places. That's how the world works. Life's like a game of Texas Hold'em. You play the cards you're dealt. That's actually probably true to some extent. Because in Texas Hold'em, everyone gets 2 cards, and then they wait for the dealer's cards to present themselves. The dealer's cards are opportunities in life. The dealer's cards don't fit everyone, but the odds are they'll fit the better cards. In this version, everyone's cards are visible to everyone else. A black couple across the table from me looks at their cards. If they're low on chips, they'll get worse cards, but they're financially set, so they get a pair of 6s. Maybe they can do something with that, maybe not. It's all up to the dealer's cards. There's a hot chick in the corner with pocket aces. Doesn't matter what race she is. Hot chick trumps race. Obviously, there are a bunch of other races around the table with various cards. The Asians have a pair of kings, but nobody seems to notice. There are a bunch of religious people of all colors over here to my left. They've been dealt an 8 and a Joker card, because they can just be whatever the fuck they want it to be.
That right there, dude. When I first saw that, I fell out.
And there's an additional joke on the end of that one too. If you keep playing.
I'm sorry. All right, yeah, but a Joker card because it can be whatever they want it to fucking be.
It is, apparently. And on this end of the table is a whole bunch of a pair of 6s. Maybe they can do something with that, maybe not. It's all up to the dealer's cards. There's a hot chick in the corner with pocket aces.
A Barbie doll,
Doesn't
by the
matter
way.
what race she is. Hot chick trumps race. Obviously, there are a bunch of other races around the table with various cards. The Asians have a pair of kings, but nobody seems to notice. There are a bunch of religious people of all colors over here to my left. They've been dealt an 8 and a Joker card, because they can just be whatever the fuck they want it to believe it is, apparently. And on this end of the table is a whole bunch of white players. I'm clearly in that group. Brad Pitt over here obviously got another set of pocket aces and a get-out-of-jail-free card. Stephen Hawking over here got a 2 and a king. Shit body, but a great mind to make up for it. And I'm not amazing looking. I'm no model, but I'm not disfigured, so I'm sitting on a 10 and maybe a jack. It's possible I can win this hand, but I still need to see the dealer's cards to figure out a strategy. So the dealer deals out these opportunities, and they're fucking great opportunities.
Colonel Sanders.
Despite all aces being dealt out already, he lays down an ace, a queen, and a 5. Now, obviously, the hot chicks and Brad Pitt are excited. They both have 3 aces somehow. The black couple's excited because they still have 2 6s, but they can't act excited because there are still 2 more cards coming from the dealer. The black couple can still win this, if 2 more 6s are laid down. The only way they can beat the hot chicks and Brad Pitt is if a fucking miracle happens. Religious people now have 3 cards in hand because they found an Uno card stuck under the table with gum. Sure, they feel better because they have more cards now, but they're not going to help them goddamn win. Normal white people's odds are slightly affected by these cards, but shit can still go our way. The dealer lays down a 3 and a king of spades. So white people win with a straight flush. I know. I mean, what are the odds? To be honest, the dealer over here is a college buddy of the owner of the casino, who just happens to be white, so it's no big deal. You know, he's got our back. Money is worth more than race, but it just so happens to be that most of the money is in the pockets of a bunch of white guys. The dealer has to be insanely impressed or extremely incentivized to betray his college buddy and lay down 2 6s for the black couple over here. If you're a denier of white privilege, you're right. It's not impossible for black people to succeed in the current game, but it is a lot more difficult. The deck is stacked against it happening, and it's a privilege that it isn't stacked against white people. Now it's time for people of all races to listen. Click on that subscribe button down below.
Okay, like, dude.
I thought you were gonna get to the freak out, but
What's that?
I thought you were gonna play the freak out too as well. But
Oh, no, yeah, like, I will. Trust me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to end it there because you made a lot of great points there. And that's my point with this video is what you said just makes a whole lot of sense. And people hate hearing people make sense about race.
yeah, and I also there's 2 schools of thought really there as far as the white people having more advantages. We do. I don't know why it's such a bad thing. You didn't choose it. It's just it happened. It's by accident. Own up to it. It's cool. Like it's the way it is. Also, I also get that kind of the counter argument, which is you work hard, you get far in life. Yes, it's just a lot fucking harder if you're not white.
It really is. I gotta be honest because I've gotten away with so much shit in court. It's ridiculous how I still have a license.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at everything. I don't want to get too political here, obviously, but look at everything. Every, prison stats, arrest stats, all that shit. Sentencing, the length of sentencings, it's so stacked against anyone not white. It is so ridiculous. It's fucking. What's ridiculous about it is that people go that argument is now kind of made invalid. Of you work hard, you get. If you fuck up once, though, you're fucked. Like if I fuck up, I'm white, I'm fine. I almost got arrested once as when I was in high school. I stole some wood to do a senior prank. I got caught. They didn't even file anything. They just went, "Can you apologize and pay for that wood?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "All right, you're free to go." Like, if I were black, that'd be fucked.
Yeah, dude, I burnt down all the woods behind my elementary school when I was in middle school. Yeah,
people don't really do that.
Well, I just took a pack of matches and just started flicking them into a big pile of leaves.
And 1 and 1 equals 2.
Yeah. Didn't think much of it until the entire pit of leaves became a raging inferno.
Yeah.
And we biked away. Yep.
And you got caught still?
Yeah, well, two.
Got yourself out.
Well, no. Two out of the 3 of us went to that school, and our art teacher was smoking in the back and saw us hauling ass away from the fire. So she was able to ID 2 out of 3 of us.
Oh, wow.
My father was more mad that because he wanted to know how many joints I'd smoking up to that point. It's like, don't you fucking lie to me, boy. How much weed you smoking? I'm like, none. Yeah.
I'm pretending that he's only mad because he's like, you smoked without me? How many times did you smoke without me?
That's the God's honest truth, too. At that point, I had never smoked any weed at that point. Just cigarettes that we would steal from heritages. That's the God's point. Yeah. But about a year later, I was, 100%. Weed's awesome. Anyway, legalize it. Moving on. But yeah, the cop showed up. Let me rephrase this. The detective of my of my town showed up, / cousin. And he was like, "You want to ground him?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like, okay, good. And then he left.
I think he grew up in rural Kentucky or something.
I'm in Jersey.
Let us go.
So, what's that?
Billy Bob.
So yeah, I mean, this is when you finish up, and then it's like, you know how long this fucking took? And literally, there's a picture of Brad Pitt and Stephen Hawking to your left and right. It's hysterical. And,
oh God.
And you're in, I don't know how many different casinos, but a few.
Alerted when we drop new videos. You'll be a goddamn hero. Go to liwstudios.com for more information and the Hero Podcast. So until next time, and in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. So long, citizens. So long, Americans. What the fuck am I doing? I'm a grown-up, and I have little shades on that... The green screen and bobbleheads. What am I doing in my life? 32 years old. Don't be a comedian. Don't grow up to be a comedian. You do weird shit like this, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, become a lawyer or a doctor. Go fucking help somebody. Not that lawyers are that great. You know what I mean? God damn. This is my second time doing this whole fucking thing, by the way, because this didn't record that well. It didn't record any of the dialogue. It was like, it's not recorded. It was just, that's what it sounded like. I was like, what the fuck happened? And there was this tiny little studio. I can't even go to the bathroom. I had to do all of this before I had to go to the bathroom, which I really have to go right now. And I'm just stuck in this little tiny room. And don't become a comedian. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, man. I quit my own company. I quit. See you guys. LAW Studios is horse shit. I found that out in the customer service episode. I can't even go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. I'm really stuck in here. Fuck you.
Oh. That's how a lot of my Nick Cage episodes end too, where like the Zandalay one. Oh my god, I lost my goddamn mind.
And your season 1 towards the end of the Twilight Zone. You know what? Go fuck yourself, everyone listening to this. Fuck you. You just
Was I mad
ended
or
it.
was I see, you have a better memory for this shit than I do. I just
Yeah, you were very upset. It was literally. I think the episode was literally 8 minutes long.
you told me about this before, and I meant to go look it up. You also told me that I had two of them that had the same audio, and I went and looked that up. You are correct. I have to re-record one of them, which is kind of weird for me because I think I want to like. So it's 2006. Like make it sound like this was like the actual episode because it is lost. I have a lost episode. That's weird.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, did I hit
happened?
rewind? What? And I'm listening. I'm like, what happened?
I don't know either.
You started in 2006?
No, I was 2016. I think I was gonna
Okay.
act like it was then that I was recording it, but really it's now. So as far as that American episode goes, I like that one. Again, it's the first time I heard it since I finished it and put it on there. It's my favorite episode of American is episode 6, the customer service video, the one where I made it look like a VHS training video from the 80s. That was so much goddamn fun, and that one was a lot of work in the editing. But that one is so fun for me. We completely improvised everything. Even the speeches in the beginning, I improvised. Oh my god, I love doing that one.
You and Brent improvised that whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's
Wow.
also a side video on LAW Plus there for all the outtakes. We went for like 2 hours, I believe, some ridiculous amount of time of just improvising back and forth, doing these different scenes with different wigs and to be different, to be customers. He took turns being the customer, I took turns, and then we just went back and forth and just kept going. It was so much fun.
I mean, Brent's really good at improvising then, man, because I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, so are you. I mean, obviously. I mean, yeah. But I mean, you two together improvising is. I mean, he looks like the strangest Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, he has a wig on, and he looked exactly like he did before I met him when he was in high school. He looks exactly like that. A little less creepy now with that wig on. He looked a little creepier back then because you're awkward when you're in high school.
Of course.
And he just had that. The real hair looked creepier. It's kind of bizarre, but it's true.
Oh yeah. But Outtakes Part 1 of 2.
Yeah, there's a couple long ones. I think they're like an hour each or something close to that.
Yeah, hour and a half on one. This one's 24 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then the finished product, it was
Finished one's like 8.
not too long.
No, it's 14. I think it was about 14, right?
Well,
I tried-
I remember the outtake of you trying to drive around in circles to try to find a red light.
In the traffic episode.
Yeah. You're like, amazing. Another fucking green. It's like they're all here for me.
I didn't realize this whole show was going to be just I was talking about American, but I have no problem because it's been such a long time since I've looked back on these. Yeah, that episode was the first one where I was like, let's meaning me. It's just me. Let's be honest. I was like, I want to do something outside the studio for once because I hadn't done anything outside. It's all been green screen at that point. Like episode 1, 2, and 3 and 4 are the same, but slightly different. It's all been green screen. And I was like, I want to leave. I want to do something. I had this idea for a long time, basically since Siri came out, to have like asshole Siri, and that's what that sketch is called in that episode. Is just asshole Siri.
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I going to do this? And I found out with the Mac, if you type, there's a little thing you can pull up where you can type in whatever you want and it reads it off to you. So this is a stupid project. I went and I typed up everything. I got it all recorded into my computer, Siri reading off all this weird shit. And then I recorded it and I spaced it out where I think I would have enough time to get my lines out between it so I could do it all in one take. So then I found myself, and I put it on a seat on my iPhone, plug my iPhone in to the car radio, and kind of listen to it over the speaker. So what literally is it's playing in the shot, and it took me more time to get the camera right because the mount I had was shaky as shit. It took me a while to get that. Finally got that down. So then it was just several hours of me driving around talking to myself or talking to this fake Siri that's pre-recorded and trying to get stuck beside people to get them to look at me or to react to me in any way. And it was fucking impossible. I could not get anyone to look. And I'm like, people are so out of it now. They're all looking at their own phones. I'm over here screaming like a madman. And I can't get anyone to look. I can't get a fucking red light, which I needed for the shot. Kept getting green light after green light, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Just gonna. And yeah, oh my god.
Make a right, no left, no a reft. What the fuck's a reft?
Oh god. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Oh my god.
Matchbox car in the beginning.
Yeah. You had you had the whole scene set up with Matchbox cars, and you're like, yeah, there's some convertible behind me and a Mack truck. I don't know why, and a fucking monster truck.
I drove, I don't know how many miles, because I did it for 3 times. I did 3 recordings. Like I said, the first one didn't record because it was all shaky. The next time, I just felt like it was a little, I don't know, I didn't feel that happy with it, so I went back out. And then I did a 3rd time, and that time was where most of the outtakes are from, because I was going to a friend's house, and I was like, I had to do an errand, and I'm like, oh, let's do that while I'm doing that. That'll work. And then I could not get anything, and that's where all those outtakes of, like, me laughing at shit driving by me, that's where all those are from.
Yeah, like, why are you so congested when you're that guy, what was his name, with the wig and the nose? Or is that your real nose?
What are you talking about?
Well, there was one part where you interlaced one with another, and it was a American. You were in the studio. No, there was a one of your boys was in the studio, and they would go to you, and then you were convinced to get answers, so you started asking the road questions, and then pointing the microphone toward the road.
Oh, okay.
So,
wow. Again, it's been a while.
I was just like, this guy is a lunatic.
I decided, I don't know why, I don't know how this got in my head, because I guess I can't explain why. People complain about traffic like it's a fucking mystery, like they don't know where it's coming from, and so I was like, it's not a fucking alien. It didn't just show up one day. And I was like, yes, it's a cliche that, like, you're not in traffic, you are traffic. So let's cut that shit out of the way. So let's delve into the ridiculous. So I was like, is it an alien? Like, is it really, like, you don't know where it came from? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to interview it as if it's some sort of creature. So is this me next to the side of the road holding a microphone out to traffic, yelling out questions like I'm a reporter? And it was a Chip Cuckold.
Yeah, that's a Chip Cuckold. Yeah.
And his last name is because his wife is cheating on him.
Hey, there goes my wife.
Yeah. And I interlaced a couple different all the speeches in that episode.
Yeah, you're like, look, there's some asshole asking the road questions. Yeah. Hey, fuck you, Chip.
Yeah. I realized at some point, though, people thought I was pointing a gun at traffic, because that's what it had to have looked like. It couldn't have looked like anything else, because I'm holding this black microphone, and I'm holding it out like at arm's length. And if they're driving by at 40, it doesn't look like a microphone. It's going to look like a fucking gun. Like, I realized, like, people were like, "What the fuck?" Like, looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh god, I need to stop this." So I backed up and I went behind this, like, halfway behind this wall.
And you kept poking out, and all of a sudden there was this dude walking down the street. You're like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
But I think I got one right in, like, the middle. For some reason, it's in the middle. I don't know where it is. Just gonna.
It's just, you know what's going on down there, and it's not like helping the community, charity. It's just murder and mayhem. Oh my God, guy with a 3-wheel motorcycle. Is that a woman? Oh, it's a woman. Oh, it's a woman, and she can't drive for shit, because she is said woman. Yeah. Yeah.
This is outtakes, by the way.
Yeah. I was doing one singing to keep my pick up.
She rear ends me, it only kills her.
don't remember any of this.
See, this is what I do all day.
It's weird because when I hear it, I remember it, obviously. But off the top of my head, yeah, I remember that woman on the motorcycle. I remember. That's about it, really, honestly.
You're like, if she were ends me, it's fine because she'll be the only one dead. Yep.
Oh God, that's so fun.
Was she on a Harley or something?
I'm not a bike guy. I'm not a car guy. It was a 3-wheel motorcycle. That's all I know.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was some monstrosity. It was like a big, ridiculous thing. That's all I remember.
Right on.
And
you were just trying to find a red light so you could start the damn video.
Yeah. And I was driving to my buddy's house because we were doing an NBA podcast for a little while, back when he had time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, since then we've stopped doing it. But I was driving way across. It felt like I was driving across the state because Phoenix is a huge valley. It's 2 valleys, and I was on one side and he's on the other, so I had to drive all the way across. So I was like, I got like 30 minutes. It didn't sound like much, but it's excruciating in the heat with my no AC. But I was like, I guess I'll drive and just record as I go, see what I get. And I don't think I got anything that whole trip.
Wait, right there you're driving with no AC?
No, I do. Yeah, in that car I did because I was using my girlfriend's car at the time. So yeah, I did have an AC in that one. I borrowed her car. I believe. No. I was using my car for that trip. Yeah, so there's no AC in that one.
Oh my God, the windows up already and everything.
There's 2 cars in the episode, in that sketch, and that part I wasn't using the AC. I had my shitty car.
That's insanity. I've been to Phoenix twice, and I don't know why you decide why you live there. I don't know. It's beyond me.
I like it.
I hate the heat.
So.
Huh?
I haven't had AC in my car for years now.
You still don't?
No, I don't.
Oh wow.
And that episode was like a year ago. Over a year ago. Shit.
I feel bad for you, man. I mean, having no AC here in Jersey sucks enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me at this point. So I'm trying to think of new ideas for new episodes. I have so many ideas written down that it's kind of overwhelming.
It's like you just don't know which one to pick.
Yeah, because let me. This would be a good chance here. I don't know how interesting this would be to listen to, but we can roll over ideas.
Oh, I like it.
I do have a bunch.
I like it.
I'd like to get your feedback. This would be a good chance for this. If my computer opens the program, that would be super. It's kind of be.
Do I have trouble doing that, or
it's just like, maybe I'll open, maybe not. Let me see here. So, do you have any ideas?
Do I have any ideas? I have plenty of ideas. I'm like an idea guy. I'm just not a doer guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my list. All right. So, and these are like the notes I write are mostly things to remind me of what I'm looking for exactly. I thought it'd be funny to do a Lorne Michaels, like I'm Lorne Michaels choosing a new SNL member, but it's a scene out of Django Unchained when they're fighting like the Mandingo fights, like he's pitting 2 cast members against each other to the death. I don't know why that gives me so much.
That's funny.
Just Lorne Michaels, because his voice is so not fitting to that. Like, you remember that scene in Django Unchained?
Yeah.
Where they're just fighting and it's fucking brutal. Like, if I pictured Lorne Michaels watching that fight, just, yes. You know, like, just, like, fight to the death, you'll be on my show. It's like very quietly.
That's how he talks.
Yeah, I don't know why it'd be so goddamn funny to me.
It would probably make more sense if it was he was talking to the writers and it was like, you 2 writers, both of your skits are really close for this week, so fight to the death, and whichever one comes out, I'll use.
Well, I kept hearing all these because I listen to a lot of podcasts and I hear a lot of interviews with SNL members, and they always say like how cutthroat it is. They're always like, it really is like a pit, like you're pitted against each other. It's a fight, and I'm like, fuck, and then my mind just went wild. I was like, what if it were a fight? Like Lorne Michaels doing like a Fight Club thing, and I was like, oh no, even better than that is Django Unchained.
Nice.
Horrible scene. I also want to do like a silent movie style one. Oh, that's the whole note there. I want to do like a 1950s driving safety video. You know, whether the camera doesn't move, it just sits there in one spot, and you see one person doing different characters. Just like, why don't they listen? And you know, see all the wreckage. It's kind of hard to describe because all I have these little vague notes.
Okay.
Man, some of these don't make any sense even to me. This note says a time travel team, sociopath, and the stoner. I don't know what that means. I wrote that.
That could have been hacked from the future.
That might have been. I have movies for millennial series, just like little short movies for millennials because they don't have attention spans. One would be establishing shot, the movie, where it's just a establishing shot of a building. That's it.
That's it.
Backstory theater would be one of them, where we just talk about our backstories, and that's the end of the movie. Sudden character development of the movie, where it's just, you know, suddenly they're different because it happens a lot in modern movies.
Yeah.
Something
If
stuff
I have
like
to
that.
see another Spider-Man who's another guy doing the same fucking beginning to how Spider-Man
Yes.
became Spider-Man, I'm
Yes.
going to throw my remote through the TV.
At least the new movie cut that shit out. It just didn't even bother.
Thank God. I don't think it needs to by now. Because if you don't know how Spider-Man became
They
Spider-Man by
definitely
now...
Have you seen the new one at all?
No.
Pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm not a Spider-Man guy at all. I don't like the other Spider-Man movies at all. This one I liked. It was really good. They cut out all that shit. I like Tom Holland a lot. He did a really good job. I would definitely recommend it. This one I am going to do for my Christmas episode, hopefully this year. I have a killer elf on the shelf.
Okay.
It's going to, you know, the family gets the elf on the shelf, and then it slowly starts to kill things in the family. And it turns evil, and I think it'd be a fun sketch.
That's cool. I like it.
This is such like a Kids in the Hall sketch. I have a idea where I was watching a movie, and they were in the hospital, and they just got there. It was some movie, and they just got in the room for visiting hours, you know? And they're like, how you doing? And then 2 seconds later, the nurse comes in and is like, visiting hours are over. You have to leave. And I'm like, they just fucking got there. So I thought it'd be funny if they went, and then they went to the vending machine. They're like, the vending machines hours are over. You have to leave. And they just followed them around all day, kicking them out of things. I don't know why that amuses me. Just more and more ridiculous shit.
Plus, you gotta kind of find a hospital that's willing to let you do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Location.
Yeah. So I'm trying to. I don't want to go over all of these because there's a lot, but.
But the one's funny though, where he just rambled off some words.
A Ouija board for a horny ghost. That one sounds fun and easy.
Yeah, that sounds great actually. That should be your next one right there. Boom.
That's. I think that might be it because it's very simple. I like that one because I can describe it to you and you get it immediately.
Yeah, it's funny.
You'd have to see it to be like, oh, that's what you mean. And that's why I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to read some of these, but let's see here. I thought about doing a stand-up special for agoraphobes, where I just sit in my room and record a stand-up special, because I don't want to leave the house. Let's see here.
They still doing a bunch of construction outside?
What's that?
They still doing a bunch of construction outside your house?
Over. That was, it was the tenant here kind of just started doing that. Let's do a couple more here. A call center where they read off the letters, and every letter is something terrible, like A is an apple, or S is in shoot me in the fucking head. Just keep making it more and more ridiculous. Let's see here. I really want to do a televangelist one.
Explain that word to me.
A televangelist, like those the TV religious folks that are like, folks, we're gathered, and they do that, like, you're healed, that sort of shit.
Yeah, from the power of God.
Yeah, those sacks of shit on TV.
Yeah, where they find some guy walking around fine, they throw him into a wheelchair. Just act like you're crippled.
Then I have one for me and Brent to do for improv, where it's just like those dating videos back in the 80s, on VHS, where it's just a bunch of losers. We think we just, get costumes, and they're basically the Whose Line Is It Anyway sketch where they put on the hats, just make up losers for dating site videos or dating videos back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, that one would be fun to do. I like those because I like the easy improv ones because we can just go and cut together a bunch of cool shit. But yeah, I think the Ouija board one is definitely doable.
That opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. And that one would actually write. That one has to be written. An improv one wouldn't really work for that.
Yeah, it would.
I think it'd be better written though. That one's
well, if you go back and forth with improv, like, okay, wherever I move this bitch, just follow it.
Yeah.
And then now it's your turn. I'll just follow you.
Well, certain things I think I can write better. I can improvise. Like I said, the dating video one would be perfect for improvisation. This one, I think I could write it funnier than improvise it, because I'd like to have it go somewhere.
Like, where would you like to have it end up?
I don't know. That is the question.
See, where does that end though? The horny ghost thing, like
whole Ouija board fucking it. That'd be my guess. That's because what you do with a horny ghost?
Well, the ghost is talking to you, so it's like, come into the bathroom and I'll show you a good time or something. I don't know.
I'm guessing it ended up being like, oh my god, we're both disgusted by this. And then they go to the bed for the night, and then the roommate comes down for some water during the middle of the night, and he sees the other roommate fucking the board. That's probably where it goes for me. Because what made me think of that was me and my friends, I don't know why I was so weird about it. We went to this, 3 or 4 of us went to one of those porn shops,
Yeah.
And we're all looking at porn, and they went and got porn, and I was like, oh, cool, yeah, no, that's fine. I was cool about it, but I was like, and then I left their house that night, later on, a couple hours later, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna swing back to that porn shop and get some porn. I went and I bought a bunch of porn, and I was like, why the fuck can't I buy? I don't know. It's so weird that I felt like I had to sneak away and do it when I had no problem with that sort of shit, and I got porn before. I don't know. It was so weird. Such a weird reaction.
We don't have shops like we have porn shops around here, but they're so fucking weird.
Super gross. This one was a little more high end. I've driven across this country a lot, and you take off the road to go to the bathroom, and you will find the most massive porn stores. And I'm like, how is the population around this place enough to keep this place afloat? I don't understand it. It's like the scuba diving store a couple miles away from my house here in Phoenix. How the fuck is that still in business? I don't get it. I can't figure it out. There's not an ocean for hundreds of miles.
Lake Mead.
How shit is it still open?
Don't you go Lake Mead?
There's a lake. Who fucking scuba dives in a lake, though?
Well, it's a body of water.
Yeah, but nobody scuba dives in a dirty-ass lake. You can't see shit anyway. And what are you going to find? Like some old rocks in a man-made lake?
True.
A little Mount, or was it Lake Pleasant? I think it's up here. That's a man-made lake. I'm not sure about Mead.
No, Mead's more up near the Vegas or the Nevada, Arizona border.
Yeah, I know. I don't really know my Arizona that well.
Why would you? You live there.
City. I'm city folk. I don't leave the city too much.
Valley of the Sun.
Yeah, that's. I used to hear that everywhere when I moved here, but it kind of faded away.
Oh, the Cardinals changed their name.
How do you mean?
Well, they used to be the Phoenix Cardinals.
Oh, that was way back in the day. So did the Coyotes. I don't like hearing Arizona Coyotes. It sounds weird.
Yeah, why ice hockey in the desert? I don't get that.
I'm because I get to see the Blackhawks here twice a year or once a year, depending. But I like it because I get to see them. They do have a pretty big fan base here. It's just more the problem with the city being assholes as far as they're teetering on the edge every year.
Whether they're going to be a team. Didn't the league own them for like 2 years? Yeah,
and basically it's because they're technically located in Glendale, and Glendale is throwing this big fucking fit to get them to renamed Glendale Coyotes, which is a stupid fucking name. It's a suburb of Phoenix. Just be called the Phoenix Coyotes. Move on with it. City of Glendale is a bunch of fucking assholes.
Speaking of the Phoenix Coyotes, you know remember the first rendering of the logo?
Yeah, that weird ass. He was a coyote, but looked like he was like an Indian stitching.
Yeah, and it was like half goalie, half I don't know what the fuck.
He looked like he was mid transformation between something. I can't hockey equipment into a wolf. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
He was wearing like a goalie glove
Yeah.
with like a forward stick. I never understood it.
And he had like a Picasso head too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was bizarre.
It was very blocky.
Yeah, it was blockism. It would have made
Well-
no sense to look at. I like that they were purple though back in the day.
Well, the artist of that entire thing lives in my town here.
You should tell him he should be ashamed of himself.
Well, we got a bunch of free stickers and stuff when they first became a team back when I was in 7th grade. Yeah, because Dan, his son, was in our class, and he handed out a bunch of Arizona Coyote
So
shit.
it's like, why the fuck
Phoenix
do I want
Coyotes.
these?
What's that?
Like- I'm gonna hand out a bunch of stickers for a non-hockey town in a hockey town.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's not flyers, it's like get this fucking
Yeah,
out of my
exactly.
face.
Like you flyer stuff here, and people be like, "Oh, thanks." Like, like weird to hand out.
Well, we didn't know what it was until I'm like, what is this? Like, what why? Like, why is he half wearing hockey shit? Oh yeah, my dad's an artist, and and they picked his logo to go with. So there you go. I'm like, I don't want this.
No, thank you. The only thing I keep forgetting that Vegas has a team now, and it's such a stupid name and such a stupid logo and such a stupid everything. I don't know how Vegas is going to sustain anything. It's just people who live there don't give a shit. People who visit aren't going to go to a game. I don't know who it's for.
Well, dude, they have a fake fucking Egyptian museum in a casino. That's still there. In
Yes.
the Luxor.
In a casino. That's why it's still there.
And it's like people walk through it, it's like, do you idiots really think this shit is really from Egypt? Come on.
Maybe if they put a casino inside where the fucking Vegas Golden Knights, which is the most cumbersome name ever, if they put a casino inside their stadium, they might survive. But if not, I don't know how that would work.
What sport are they?
Hockey, it's the new hockey team.
There's a hockey team in Vegas?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Oh.
what I'm saying. I don't know who the fuck is going to go there. So hockey moved there first. Next year the Raiders are going.
That's
or
right, yeah.
Next year, the year after, I forget. I think it's next year.
They gotta build the stadium first, right?
I'm not really sure what's going on with that, to be honest. I fucking hate the Raiders.
Yeah, I could care less
just
about the
don't-
Raiders.
I don't know what the teams in LA are already failing. Like nobody's going to their games already. Like they couldn't even make it to opening week. That is so fucked up, and that is such a bad sign. Certain cities can't support certain things.
Well, it's the Raiders and the Chargers all in one town. It doesn't make any sense.
The Rams and the Chargers.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
Is
and
it the Rams and the Chargers? Yeah, okay. So where are the Raiders? Are they still in Oakland?
yeah, they're in Oakland, and they're going to Vegas.
Okay. I mean, Oakland might as well be San Francisco, honestly.
Yeah, it's right by it. There's only two teams right there.
Well,
I get what.
Isn't there a bridge that connects both cities?
Yeah, they're right across the bay from each other.
Yeah. It'd be like Camden over here having like a football team, which would make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Wilson, stop. Stupid cat. Crazy lunatic.
Are you fighting a real cat right now, or are you doing like a
No,
a
no.
scene?
My cat, he is
Oh.
he is hell bent on jumping on top of me. And it's not like he's, not heavy as shit and fat as hell. And eventually he'll scale my leg with his claws. That's what's coming next. Me screaming in pain as I'm bleeding.
Wilson! I thought you were doing a sketch where Tom Hanks from Castaway was fighting with the volleyball.
Oh yeah, Wilson. I know you. I know you.
Wilson! Wilson!
I'm sorry, Wilson.
I forgot he does yell, I'm sorry. Oh, he fucked that volleyball for sure, right?
Dude, come on. I mean, they didn't show the back of the ball, but
The
they
back
had
of it
to.
is an anus drawn on it.
Of course. And
It's like a hand with an anus, like a dirty hamburger helper. I want to see that movie.
oh God. I feel as though he would have died in between the 4 years of him being able to pick a fish off from 50 yards with a spear. Sorry.
Yeah, it's based on a true story, you know.
Is it?
Not really, no.
I think so. Like, nope.
Yeah, I like that movie. I don't need to see it twice, though. It's one of those movies.
Yeah, and did they really have to, like, couldn't they have opened the fucking FedEx package after he left?
Yeah, that whole thing is like pride. Your pride is not worth dying for in that situation.
Open the box. It
Open
was
the
probably a
goddamn-
sat phone.
That's what the joke always was. In which case, I don't feel bad for him then. If that's what it was, fuck you. You don't deserve it.
I want it to be a sat phone so bad. I know it wouldn't be. It'd be something dumb, but
Like a fucking handgun. It's like he just shoots himself immediately.
I would have. I mean, he was about to hang himself, remember?
After you cut knock your own tooth out with an ice skate. Yeah.
You're all in.
Seemed like a welcome journey to death.
Yeah, like this is your life now. Coconuts, crab, and ice skate, dentistry. Oh,
And fucking a Voight volleyball. You ever see that Family Guy? Where he keeps saying, Wilson! Wilson! He's like, my name's Voight, dumbass.
yeah, I remember that. I'm sorry, Wilson. Go fuck yourself.
Love it.
Oh, no. My cat's name's Wilson after two different drivers. Yeah. Will Power and Justin Wilson. Cheers.
Fair enough.
There it is.
I'm going to go ahead and trust you on that one.
Yeah, he's going to take my word for it. Our favorite driver and the one driver that got us into podcasting in the first place. There you go.
Poor cat.
Yeah. It's fat as hell. No idea how old he is. They tell me he's like 3, and then they give me the paperwork for him. Paperwork's not even for him. For all I know, he's 10.
Yeah, when I got Pollux a studio dog, it's like, he loves to chase balls. Give him a good tennis ball. He'll be running around for days. And I gave him a ball, and he ran away because he's so fucking scared of it, terrified of it. And I was like, God, they just throw that in every form at the shelters, just to get adopted. They don't give a shit.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a terrier mixed with a yellow lab. So he looks like a yellow lab, but he has those terrier ears,
Yeah.
those little folded bitches,
Yeah.
like little tortilla chips.
So he's got a bunch of curly hair and little ears.
Yes.
That's fun. What's his name?
Pollux.
Pollux. Okay.
It's Troy from Face Off.
Nick
Cage's brother.
Oh.
I named her that because the very first episode we did of Lord of Wonderland of anything was Face Off. It was the first movie we did. I had to do a Nick Cage movie first. So the Nick Cage thing literally started,
I was going to ask, why did the Nick Cage thing? Why, where did this Nick Cage thing come
Nick
from?
Cage thing started here when I was really little, and I watched Raising Arizona, and I was, you see all those normal actors in other movies, and they're all, actors, and I saw this, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's so goddamn weird. And I was little. That movie came out when I was 3. Obviously, I don't remember seeing it when I was 3. Probably when I was like, 6, 5, somewhere in there. But I was like, what is this guy? I was so like mesmerized. I was like, who is he? His hair is all weird. It's all angular and like jagged in different directions. And he's just like doing this wacky thing. And then I kept seeing him in different movies, and I'm like, he's screaming all the time. I'm like, how is this guy still making movies? I was thinking this when I was little, and then I kind of drifted away from him because I was like, he did his National Treasure phase when he's just doing movies for money. And then, I got really back into him again because I was like, let's watch some of those movies. And I was like, Oh, he's still a psychopath. Like Snake Eyes, it looked like a regular movie to me. He is a goddamn lunatic in that movie as well. And I was like, even his normal looking movies, he's insane in.
By the way,
Yeah.
speaking of Nick Cage things and everything, something we'd never gotten into the Trapped in Paradise.
Yeah.
I got.
Oh yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you kept mentioning this.
Yeah, love that movie.
Yeah, I like the movie too.
I thought it was hysterical that you actually pointed out that most of the movie was just making fun of retarded people. Where I'm pretty sure Dana Carvey was portraying a retarded person.
Yeah, he absolutely was. He was doing Mickey Rourke's voice. There's no way he wasn't. That little whisper, that kind of like this.
I have no idea. It's like,
Yeah.
he's the getaway car, and he slams on the brakes. Everybody's beeping at him. They're running down the street after they rob a bank, and then he's like, "Well, kiss my ass," and he starts peeling off.
Yeah, that's a movie. I think if I didn't see it when I was growing up, I would watch it as an adult and go, "This is dumb."
I know,
But it
probably.
is a nostalgic filter because I watched it so many times growing up that I was like, I really like this movie for some reason, and I know I shouldn't.
Yeah, and their mother in the back seat of the car, or in the trunk of the car, really. Eventually, the most annoying ass voice.
Yeah, that super East Coast lady.
Yeah, and then like Nick Cage had like 4 accents in that movie.
Oh yeah,
Like
he could not land on a map anywhere.
no,
U.S. 4 different
Nick,
people.
they took us in. They fed us. You know what I'm saying? Eh? It's like,
Son just
where'd he
Andrew
come
Dice
from? I know.
Forget about it. It's just like, and then the next time he's like doing this. He keeps almost whenever he does an accent, he has a couple lines where he really wants to do like a British accent, and he'll do that, and then he'll go, "Oh yeah, I'm not British." And he'll go right back into that, and you're like, "What?" He just, oh, it's again goes back to the bizarre factor that I'm obsessed with. It's like he kind of gets ahead of himself sometimes and gets lost, and then he has to go, "Oh yeah, reel it back in, Nick."
Well, I mean, I think him and Voight really kind of played off each other really well.
Him and Voight?
Or what's his name? John Lovitz. That's it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about John Voight in National Treasure 1 and 2.
No, Lovitz. Lovitz.
John Lovitz, yeah, absolutely. I like their dynamic in that movie. It reminded me of the movie Airheads, which I love an unreasonable amount.
Yes, I do, dude. I ask everybody this question whenever they, talk about a new girl or whatever. I ask them the same fucking question, and I still have yet to get an honest answer from someone who gets it. It's like, okay, Phoenix, you meet a new girl, right? And you're telling me your name. Is like, well, what is she on the Clydesdale scale? And everybody looks at me like, what? What do you mean? Like, well, how many Clydesdales would it take to rip off her face? And they go, 1? I don't know. And they just like, I don't understand the question. I'm like, you're not supposed to. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The cast in that movie alone is amazing for such a stupid comedy. That's how it's regarded. But like fucking Michael Richards, Judd Nelson, the main cast obviously. Chris Farley's in there. Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the fucking list goes on and on. It's just so many great actors in that movie.
I mean the main DJ. What was his name? Phil something or other.
Yeah, I mentioned him.
I can never.
Tenga.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
And also, oh my God, Michael McKean, the radio director.
Yeah, he wrote. Yeah, with the stupid ponytail.
David Arquette.
Yep, he's in. He's the Clydesdale scale guy.
He says that. I love when he's in front of the magnifying mirror and he's playing the handheld and he's just like doing that. The guy's just watching him. Oh my God, that movie I can watch anytime, anywhere. I can watch it, over and over again. I'll sit there and watch it.
Wasn't it one of Brendan Fraser's first movies?
No, he's in a bunch. He's in School Ties before that.
And Encino Man.
Yeah, that was the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a few movies before that. I love him in that movie.
Steve Buscemi.
I was just gonna say Steve Buscemi somehow convinced him he's the same age as those other two guys.
I know, he's like
Adam
15
Sandler.
years older.
He has to be a full generation older than them. And they're all in the same band for some reason. Like by the time he graduated high school and started a band, they would have been born.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god!
But he's a great actor.
Yeah, he looks in that movie. He doesn't seem like that out of place though. It's so weird.
No, and to be honest, I mean, like from there to like I don't know, Armageddon looks the same.
Yeah, well, it's only 4 years difference.
That is true. I'm old.
Yeah, that movie came out in '98 and Airhead's '94.
Oh God, what the hell has he done lately?
He did that Boardwalk Empire show. Now he's
Yeah, Nucky Thompson.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. But
yeah, the most bullshit of bullshit. That fucking show.
Not a fan.
No, hated it. I mean,
I watched the first couple seasons and I was like, it's good. I'm not obsessed with it, so I kind of just stopped watching it.
I gave up as soon as I seen Omar from The Wire pop up. I'm like, nope, out.
Why?
Because he's Omar.
Oh, yeah. His character in that show is good, but it's no Omar. And it's not gonna be.
Omar is the best TV character ever created, ever in the history of ever.
Yeah, he's up there for sure.
I mean, if you just like spell it out what his character is, you're like, wow, okay. There's a lot of levels of that guy.
Yeah, a lot of levels, but also not a lot of levels at the same time.
Exactly.
He doesn't give a shit about anything,
No.
except that one guy. And then once he's dead, doesn't give a shit about anything at all.
No. I mean, a gay dude that will only steal from other drug dealers.
Yeah.
And whistles as he does it.
I ain't never put down nobody who ain't in the game. That's what he says.
Something like that, yeah. And then I hate the only part of The Wire that I hated is how he went out. I hated that dude.
Yeah, I was getting toward that. I remember I was telling you I was rewatching all of them. I got like halfway through season 4 that fucking school year, and I was like, I moved to something else. I was like, I've seen them all before a couple times, and I'm like, I'll get back to this in a bit.
I told you that one season with all the kids was just like excruciating to get through.
It's not bad. It's just
I hate kids.
Yeah, I hate kids, and it's at this point, all of our greatest characters in the show, except for Omar, who's barely in this season, are not really all that involved because
it's the kids.
What's his name's dead. Oh my god, why am I spacing on a name suddenly? I've been doing good this whole episode. It's Idris Elba, but I'm trying to think of his character's name.
What from The Wire? Idris Elba. He's that's
Why can't I think of his fucking name?
Fuck, because I call him that instead of Idris Elba. I call him
Stringer Bell.
Stringer Bell. Yes, thank you.
He's dead by this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then Barksdale. I mean, is he still around or is he in jail again? I forget how his whole little plot wrapped up there.
They killed him in the interrogation room or something by like hanging him from a doorknob or some shit.
No, that was Barks. That was his
younger brother.
Yeah, that was what's his name?
Oh yeah, that's the first one.
That was Avon.
That's right, Avon.
I'm referring to Avon. We're talking about
the
other guy.
The last guy that actually like lived through the whole thing somehow.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, where were we at? Are we?
I don't know, dude. Like way off topic radio.
That's what you mentioned a couple things that you want to talk about for a while now. It's been like 8 months. Was it just that part you want to talk about?
What's that?
Or was it something else?
Oh, what, the Trapped in Paradise?
Yeah.
Oh, it just like the whole movie. I just love the whole movie. Like the whole movie is just funny to me.
Do they make those types of movies anymore? There was a few of them back in the 90s with the comedic kidnapping. Like there was that one, Trapped in Paradise, and there was The Ref with Dennis Leary. There was House. What was it called? House
Arrest?
House Arrest with Kevin Pollak and
Jamie Lee Curtis.
There's a bunch of those in a row, and then they just vanished. And then they also had kind of like those. There was also at the same time with the kids doing stuff so the parents didn't see. Like Blank Check was one of them. Camp Nowhere, Heavyweights. Like, you know what I mean? Like kids getting away with shit without their parents knowing was another at the same time comedic series that was going on. And they just all vanished.
Yeah, you're right, dude. And what was that one movie where it was the one asshole from Home Alone, and he all of a sudden became like a scout leader?
Oh, oh God, Bushwhacked.
That's it. Oh my God, that movie was terrible. And how the fuck?
Oh, but I also had fun watching that one at the same time.
I did too. And how the fuck did the real scout leader shimmy up an entire tree, being handcuffed to it? How did he get past all the branches?
He is just that good. You know, when you're in the Scouts, he has his, climbing up trees through branches badge, I guess.
I suppose.
I'm trying to think of a clever way to say that, but there wasn't. It got clunky.
Yeah, I mean, well, just logically, it's in fucking possible. It's physically impossible.
Yeah, joke than anything. I'm trying to think of another one of those movies because there's one on like the tip of my tongue. I just can't really think.
Phoenix West Super Stud.
Why are you calling me a super stud?
That's because that one kid had to start screaming that so he'd run his ass the rest of the way across the bridge.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I remember that movie, but not that well. God damn.
Yeah, they just don't make movies like that anymore, man. If the movie's not guaranteed to either be a sequel, prequel, re-adaptation, reboot, or re-something, whatever, go fuck yourself remaking it.
Yeah, and I have a real problem with kid shows now because they make them so safe. Like, they're so scared to swear in a kid's movie now. Part of what made those movies great when we were kids was they swore and they acted like we actually did as kids. Now kids still act that way. They're just not seeing that in their movies. It's like the most pandering bullshit. Like, I watched this show. It was a sequel to the TV show Jessie, which is a kid show. You've probably never seen it, but it was a stupid show. It wasn't terrible, but it was whatever. And then they made a sequel about a camp, and I was like, oh, it'll be like Heavyweights or something like that, where it's fun. And then it proceeded to be the most boring piece of shit, and it was super racist. Like, the Mexican kid comes in, he's like hiding burritos and shit, and it was so over the top. It was the Indian girl is like super good at spelling. The Asian girl's worried her parents are gonna, you're gonna be mad about her grades. And I'm like, how the fuck is it like so? How can it not swear and be edgy at all, but still be super fucking racist? That is so. You get your wires crossed here. It was amazing.
But then you go the total opposite of the Addams Family. The prequel to that when they went to summer camp, and wow.
I forgot they made that. Yeah.
What Christina Ricci got away with saying and doing was like, I mean, they actually did a play where she turned the tide and had the Indians win and start scalping everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
She put both counselors with apples in their mouth over a fire.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Those are good. I like those. I also I forgot they made I think it was right to Netflix. They made a TV show out of Addams Family, and the poster of it. I only saw the poster. I didn't watch the show. You see Lurch in with a sunscreen on his nose and shorts, like boarding shorts, and I'm like, oh my God. What have they done? This is Viva Rock Vegas all over again.
Oh my goodness!
What have they done to?
Well, that's all they do now. Is they take old ideas that worked, made money, and then they try to capitalize on that. It's just.
How do we ruin this?
There's no. What's that?
They're just like, how do we ruin this?
Well, we'll make money as we do it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and say what you want about Fuller House. At least it's kind of trying to capture the essence of the original show. I have some real fucking issues with Full House, the original show, but at least this one's similar to the original. Some of these direct to DVD, I guess it's direct to Netflix now. Movies are so far removed from what they're originally based on; they're not even close anymore. Like I was saying, the Addams Family one, and back in the '90s, they had a few of those too. like I mentioned that Viva Rock Vegas, that fucking Flintstone sequel. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Bizarre.
Yeah, it's just like, does anybody have any original thought anymore? Anyone?
It's mostly moved on to independent movies, which is why I haven't seen a movie in a theater. I've only seen a couple movies in the theater in the last couple of years, in the last year at least. I mostly, the only ones I'll go see is like ones I actually want to give my money to. If like,
Did you see the new Alien Covenant?
no, I haven't seen most Alien movies. I've seen half, I guess. I'm not an Alien guy. I don't know.
No?
I think I would like it now. I do want to watch it as an adult. Again, it's one of those movies I mentioned that I watched as early high school, which is a terrible age.
Well, which one are we talking about?
Right now I'm talking about the original Alien. As far as this one goes, I haven't seen it. I don't know if I want to.
You're going to have to watch all the other ones to even remotely get any of it.
I watched Prometheus. The only ones I haven't seen are Alien 4. That's the only one I didn't see.
Oh, Resurrection was great.
Now that I think. I heard it was terrible.
Well,
Real bad.
Well, 3 was worse.
3 I only like because it's David Fincher and I like his directing, but the movie wasn't great. I just liked the way it was, I don't know, the way visually. But the movie was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, the movie was a huge bummer. But, yeah, I mean, 4 was just cool because, I mean, come on, Rod Perlman, you had the cast of the Betty, you had Winona Ryder right in the midst of her kleptomania. I mean, it's great.
She stole all the alien eggs in set.
And then you have Ripley, who's just
brought back to from the dead for some fucking reason.
Well, there was 13 of them. One, you've seen Ripley tits, which that's not a great selling point. And neither were the tits, trust me.
Sigourney Weaver's 20 years out of her prime. Yes.
When she was in her prime, she wasn't even that good looking. Did you see that?
Yeah.
In Alien, you might have missed it, but because the original Alien gives her so much time to get into that, spacesuit, so she could suck them out. That Alien trope of sucking each alien out of a airlock. Yeah, this one was no different. But she's wearing these Sears and Roebuck underwear with a giant bush and everything. Oh my god, was not sexy.
I just rewatched Ghostbusters again. I watch it all the time, but recently, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, Sigourney Weaver wasn't ugly back then. She's in Ghostbusters. She's kind of attractive, like for the times. It's so bizarre because I also had the same thing where people would be like, "Oh, alien!" Like, look at her. I'm like, why is she the alien? Look at her. And now she's like, I've seriously sat there and watched movies, and gone, I bet Sigourney Weaver shows up here soon. Like, this movie's getting ridiculous. She shows up at the end of movies to give out dialogue, and then she disappears or turns into the bad guy. That's all she's doing nowadays. And I twice I predicted that she's going to show up without knowing she's going to be in the movie. I swear to fucking God, it happened twice. It's so weird. It's one of those like fucking.
Her mouth annoys me.
Those teen sci-fi movies. I forget which one it was. She's in one of those, and I was like, "Hey, there she is!" Like, I had no idea. And then this other movie, I forget what the other movie was, but I was like, "There she is." Okay, yeah, now it's a movie. Okay,
movie complete. All right.
Yeah, I have closure now.
She got her $4 million.
Oh God, I can't imagine she's making that much.
Oh, she can. She's probably worth more.
And you know what's funny is, have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
No.
Okay, it's one of my favorite movies. But she's in that, and she shows up in the same fashion, but it's kind of at that point.
Wait, she what?
And it was so perfect.
You cut out there right at the end.
Oh, she shows up at the end of that movie and just says a couple lines of dialogue, and that's it. But it's kind of the joke that's, and I was like, there you go, perfect. They're kind of making fun of her at that point, or she's making fun of herself, I think.
Well, hey, at least she has enough. She can make fun of herself. It's like, don't take yourself too seriously like the rest of the world does. That's what I like.
She's got to be in like 6,000 movies, I swear.
Yeah, her credits have to be ridiculously long. I mean, there's a reason she's not in the new Alien movies. She costs too much. And if Charlize Theron would have just, rolled over 3 inches, she'd still be in the new one. Dummy.
Yeah, stupid.
No, but Naomi Rapace, that's her name. Oh, what a shitty actress she is. Naomi Rapace, that's it.
I've seen her in other things. She's really good. I did agree with I feel like she didn't know how to act in that kind of movie because she's more of a dramatic actress.
And how is Stringer Bell going to straight up saying, Charlize Theron, you look like you haven't been fucked, so let's go fuck and shit. And okay. What? Huh?
I didn't hate Prometheus. I just didn't give a shit the whole way through.
I hated it so
entire
much.
way through. And that's kind of worse than hating it. I'd rather be like, that fucking movie's terrible, but at least I can make fun of it after. That one I was like, I feel nothing from this movie. I have no thoughts on it, and that is a terrible place to be. That means your movie was literally pointless.
Well, I hate to tell you something. Alien Covenant picks right up where that left off.
That's why I don't even watch it. I'm kind of not... Certain movies, I'm just like, no, I'm good. Like, I haven't seen... I think I would like them, but I still have almost no interest in watching the Harold and Kumar movies. I haven't seen any of them.
Transformers. The first one?
Not even the first one. I saw the first Transformers movie, and I was like, I get it. I don't need to continue this.
Yeah, I haven't seen another one since then because I couldn't make out anything that was going on.
Yeah, it was just noises and things moving. I don't remember. I'm not obsessed with Transformers. I had the toys, obviously.
I didn't pick out Optimus Prime. Yeah,
I could pick out Bumblebee because I know he's fucking yellow.
Yeah, and no Camaro.
But yeah, when they're fighting, I'm like, I just kind of glaze over, and I'm like, I'll wait for the next scene with dialogue with humans. Like,
and it's just it's so there's so many moving parts when they start moving around. It's just like. And of course, it's Michael Bay, so explosion, CGI. A little bit of dialogue here. I can't write too well. Can't spell. Boom. I can spell boom. So boom, 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 boom.
Did I verbally assault women yet in this script? No, I better do that. Okay.
Was I anti-Semitic yet? Okay, I'll make Optimus Prime say something.
Movies. I looked them up. And I was like, the first one's like 2 hours, 20-some minutes or something like that. And the next one's like 2:30. And the next one's 2:45. And I was like, these are creeping closer and closer to 3 hours of noise. That is unacceptable. If you can't tell your fucking robot fighting movie in under 2 hours, you have failed.
I mean, yeah, and the premise is so stupid simple.
Yeah, there's nothing... Like, Avengers... was 2.5 hours, both Avengers movies, but they have so many characters doing so many. I'm not a big fan of the Avengers at all, don't get me wrong. I don't really give a shit about the Avengers, but at least they have stuff going on, and I understand, and they're working toward a plot together. Transformers is just them fighting for most of the time, and I'm like, I can't even focus on what's going on at this point.
In the Avengers, is that the one with Jeremy Renner as the guy with the shooting the bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only part that was the only parts I focused in on.
Yep. I also kind of gave up on superhero movies.
Long time ago.
And we can probably end on this here because we're getting up there.
Yeah.
The superhero movies, I watched all of them. I've seen all the Marvel ones, and then suddenly I hit a wall where I went, I'm good. It was the Avengers 2. I saw that one at a drive-in theater. Couldn't fucking follow what was happening, partly because of, it was a drive-in, but I was also like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Like, what's going on? It's like, they're all
Who's the bad guy now?
Things are coming from the sky, the world's going to get destroyed. And I'm like, I don't need to see this anymore. It's kind of like we're talking about with the Spider-Man beginnings. I don't need to see Uncle Ben die again. I'm getting really sick of watching that fucking guy die. He's like turning into Kenny from South Park. It's every fucking time I gotta watch him die. Like, I can't do it anymore. So it also made me kind of skip movies I think I would like. Like, I didn't see Doctor Strange. I also didn't see either one of those, what the fuck are they called? Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and I think I would really like those. And I just...
You actually kind of would, because I actually did. I don't like those movies.
I'm so worn out. I just can't... I didn't see Wonder Woman.
Neither did I.
I only saw Spider-Man because my brother and my nephew went, and I went with them. And that's the only reason I even went and saw it. And I think I'm done with superheroes. I'll see Deadpool and Deadpool 2, and I'll see anything with Batman in it, obviously.
Batman?
No matter how terrible it is, I'll fucking sit there and watch. It could be Ben Affleck fucking shitting on a pile of Batman comics. Sit there and watch it because he's Batman. I don't care.
I heard he was a really great Batman.
I liked him. I didn't love the movie, but it was fine. I didn't have anything really against it. It was just kind of bland. I fucking hated Suicide Squad. That was a terrible piece of shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. They didn't introduce the villain until the last scene. I was like, oh, she's the villain. Okay, what are we doing? And then they're like, oh, we have to stop her from doing what? Oh, she's doing this. Oh, that's what she's doing? Thank you for telling me what she's doing in the last scene. Well, how do you structure your movie that badly? Have you seen that?
Is that the one with the Joker's bitch in it?
Yeah, Jared Leto's the Joker.
Oh, God. Yeah, I saw it. It sucked.
It was fucking... I couldn't follow what was going on.
It's like, am I watching the superhero villains, like, villains? Friends?
Yeah. The first half of the movie was a music video. It was just like a montage and, like, things moving, like, titles coming in still halfway through the movie. I'm like, how are you still doing, like, titles and words on the screen, like characters' names, you know what I mean?
I couldn't get past how, like, the Joker's bitch, what the fuck's her name?
Harley Quinn?
Yeah. How could she take herself serious?
The actress or the character?
Both.
I don't know.
The actress was not believable.
No, I can agree with you. I like Margot Robbie, though. I didn't really care for any character in the movie. I guess Will Smith is probably the best character in the movie. He's the only, like, established actor.
Yeah, and what was his power again?
I think he was a sniper, right? If I remember correctly.
I don't know.
He had Jay Courtney in the movie. He was interesting to watch, and then they killed him way too early, and I'm like, oh, there goes him. I guess I'll look at these other shitty characters. Fucking terrible way.
I'm just like, how is this bitch, like, leading these idiots with a baseball bat?
Yeah, she's leading him with attitude in her vagina.
That's all she's got is sass and a bat.
All the schoolboys come to the yard for those milkshakes.
Oh, God. Jesus. Okay, and on that one, folks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I leave you with that.
Oh, my God. So, Phoenix, where can they find all your good stuff at, buddy?
Oh, this is backward. From the other show we do. LAstudios.com. More importantly, youtube.com/LoiteringInWonderland. Let's go ahead and subscribe.
Right on. And, like I said, Way Off Topic Radio, guys. Podbean, iTunes, RedDragonsRadio.com. Always good to go there. And we will be doing Alien Covenant, speaking of which, Pez and I, very, very shortly, to complete our Alien, whatever we call that fucking series we started doing, and I don't know why.
You doing all of them?
Well, we've done all of them so far, except for Covenant. So now
I should join that, either having not seen it or having seen it and not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Well, there's a lot of both with a few.
It's the second half.
Pretty much. Oh my God. Dude, like, how did that milkshake song? Who sings that?
No idea. It just kind of popped up there.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I think it's this. Is this it? It's got to be. Yep. Oh yeah. Going out in style.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Frank.
Phoenix, thanks for coming on. And remember, the Twilight Zone review.
Oh yeah, we should probably pitch our show together. LAW, the Twilight Zone review on iTunes. And as well, I put the audio podcast on there with as a video with a still image on there, so it's a very exciting video.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, Pez kind of came up with a way of dude. So many of these shows we've done, I have no fucking clue how to end these shows. I really don't.
You gotta work on your outro, man. I worked on that like.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Outro, not intro. Intro, I kind of got down. Outro, you kind of just do it like this.